Well, hi and welcome to my video on the introduction to Pythagoras Theorem. So I'm going to work on the assumption this is the first time that you've seen Pythagoras Theorem and that you're coming from this from a fresh angle. So I've written a title there. You'll know very soon how to spell Pythagoras and theorem for that matter. And here is a right angled triangle. So the first thing I'll say is don't forget that Pythagoras Theorem is always related to right angled triangles. Triangle, three sides, one of the corners is a right angle. Here's a couple of things about this right angle triangle first of all. This side here, that's called the hypotenuse. And again, you will get very used to that word if you haven't seen it already. It's a little bit like hippopotamus, it's hypotenuse. It's a mathematical word to represent the longest side in a right angle triangle. It's only for right angle triangles though, and the longest side is always opposite the right angle. So you'll see that word pop up. But Pythagoras Theorem is really interesting. It's been around for 2,500 years, give or take, and Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher and mathematician. He also lived in Italy for a while, or Rome as it was then, and Pythagoras had a school, one of the really early schools, and so he had a lot of students in his school. There's a lot of debate, and actually they think that one of his students invented or came up with this theorem. Not him, but it's named after him, and he certainly had a lot to do with it. But mathematically they noticed that there was a relationship between this side, and this side. So what I mean by a relationship is that if you know these two sides, you can predict the length of that side, just a mathematical relationship. So it's really interesting and really important too, and it has so many applications. I want to show you that relationship now, and here it is. So first of all we denote some names. We call this A and B and C. You'll see this in different variations. You might see C, B, A or whatever, but this is what I'm going to go with. A and B are the two short sides, and they're actually reversible. It doesn't really matter which order the short sides are in. But C we're calling the long side for this theorem. We're calling that the hypotenuse. It's really important that C therefore is actually the hypotenuse to make this formula work. Pythagoras theorem is this. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. There it is. Okay, now you know what squaring is. That means C times C equals A times A plus B times B. So what that means in real terms is if you have a right angled triangle, one short side squared plus another short side squared is equal to the long side squared. And that's pretty incredible really. There's lots of different ways you can look at it. So when you go into your textbook you'll see some nice squares coming out of here that show that the areas are the same. You can do it geometrically and prove it and play with things, but this is the rule. That's all that really matters. Let me show you a couple of examples. There's some really common triangles that come up with Pythagoras theorem. So the first one I'll do down here is the most common, and these are called Pythagorean triples. So, and you could do this in your book actually if you wanted to. Start by drawing a right angled triangle that has a base length of 3 and a height of 4. Now Pythagoras theorem would say that if C squared equals A squared plus B squared, and you'll see this on another video so I'll leave it, C will be equal to 5. That's what Pythagoras theorem will give you. It's a really special triangle. It's called the 3, 4, 5 triangle, the Pythagorean triple. And if you draw a triangle in your book that has a base length of 3 and a height of 4, it will have a hypotenuse length of 5, exactly. There might be some inaccuracies in your drawing, but it'll be pretty close to 5 in your drawing as well. Here's another couple as well. Here's a nice, pretty tall one. I'm trying to draw it to scale, but it's not obviously to scale. And this is a 5, 12, 13 triangle. So there's another one of our really interesting ones. This one creates another Pythagorean triple. If we double it, we get 6, 8, 10 triangle. And one more. There are a lot, by the way, and you can explore them. A 7, 24, 25 triangle as well. 7 squared plus 24 squared equals 25 squared. There's just a few examples. But you'll see loads and loads about you can play with. So this is an introduction to Pythagoras theorem. Hopefully it's given you a bit of an idea of what's coming. In the next two videos done by two other teachers, you'll learn how to use C squared equals A squared plus B squared to find the length of a long side or to find the length of a missing short side in a right angled triangle. All the best.